So I'm Luke Richardson. I'm 41, I turned 42. I'm married to my beautiful wife Carla, and I have 3 kids, Oliver, Owen and Meredith. Ollie's 9. They're all ripping kids, they're all beautiful children. Ollie is diagnosed with Claflin syndrome. So he was our first. So it's been a wild ride from him and then through subsequently our 2 other kids as well. Claflin syndrome represents in a myriad of different ways. Ollie is low tone, he has a sort of mild physical disability, he has low coordination, and he has excessive, I suppose, stimming and sensory needs. A lot of his are oral, so he does put lots of things in his mouth. And because he's low tone, he has a lot of digestive issues as well. So you do learn a lot about poo. We got into a program, an autism program, specifically through Bundoora University. So we got a place in one of the childcare centres there. And what part of that, they actually asked if we could do some genetic testing just as part of the process. So we did the genetic testing, and that's how we found out that Ollie had Claflin syndrome. So we weren't actually originally looking for anything. It was just a case of there were some developmental delays and there were some certain tics and certain criteria. So he's got a double diagnosis with autism and Claflin syndrome. The diagnosis, you go to a geneticist, you go to a room, and they go, here are the results. This is the syndrome. Here's the printed copy from the website. And all it says at the top of the probe is, Claflin syndrome is mild to severe retardation. And that's the piece of paperwork you get. And it's just so brutal, and it whacks you in the face, and your gut just sinks. And I reckon I physically threw up about 5 or 6 times that week just from stress. And that's the very first interaction I've had with, I suppose, the entire process. Being a dad of a child with a kid with a disability, you're literally now a passenger in your relationship because the mother does take the lead role typically. And the reason I say this is because when you get a carer's card, there's one person on it, and typically it's the mother. Most of the blokes I know work 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes more, and they come home and you get left behind. I'd go to therapy and they would review the therapy session. This is how Ollie did. You might want to have this conversation with your wife. I've asked Carla, I said, do they ever say to you, you might want to have this conversation with your husband? No, why would they? It's socially I suppose how we view males, how we view fathers especially, that they are the secondary carer to their children. It hurts a lot when it happens. It's really upsetting. And it goes back to the whole carer's card has Carla's name on it. Yeah, there's 2 carers for my son. That's me and that's Carla. Whereas I go to a therapy session and I get no eye contact whatsoever if Carla's in the room. None. Not a thing. And it's that, yeah, it makes you feel about this big. I would have loved to found SWAN as soon as I left that geneticist appointment. Straight up off the bat, I would have loved them just to give me that number or given me that details to call and contact, because it's so critical so early on to find some sort of connection and some sort of system to help you. SWAN was the platform, and SWAN was the platform for me to seek further growth. So the best way to describe it is when I was exposed to SWAN originally, I met other men, and the women are lovely. But let's be honest, I don't connect with the women and I don't have the same shared experiences. I met other men going through similar experiences, and I got the understanding, and I got internally, and I got the validation that what I was feeling was okay. It really was okay. Those group sessions with dads, and the SWAN one where you meet such a variety of dads with whole gamuts of complexions and teenagers versus babies versus toddlers, exceptionally useful in just helping you adjust and cope with your day-to-day. And if you don't have that, I don't understand how you can actually function and how you can swim, because you need it. You just categorically need it. that's what you get. And you just don't feel alone. You don't feel like you're doing it by yourself. And without that, I would have been doing it by myself. And you can't. The best thing about having Ollie, my little swan child, I'm a better person, fundamentally a better person. When he came along, I thought I've actually now got to step up and be a better parent, a better dad, and a better husband, and just a better human being. Because at the end of the day, Ollie is one of the sweetest children I've ever known, and he is just adorable, and I love him so much that I have to be the person he needs.